From the fastest sedan on the planet to a truck that can power your house, these 9 electric cars prove the future is already here. The game has completely flipped, and some of these machines are so good they'll make you question why you're still married to a gas pump. Starting at number 9, the Tesla Model S Plaid. I know, another Tesla video, right? But hear me out because this thing is absolutely crazy. 0 to 60 in 1.99 seconds. That's not a car. That's a teleportation device with cup holders. Tesla basically took everything they learned from shooting rockets into space and crammed it into a sedan that soccer moms can daily drive. The tri-motor setup cranks out 1,020 horsepower, which means your family hauler now has more grunt than most supercars hiding in climate-controlled garages. And with 396 miles of range, you can drive from LA to San Francisco and still have enough juice left. The interior looks like they ripped a touchscreen straight from SpaceX headquarters. Some people worship it, others want to throw it out the window, but nobody can ignore it. At $81,000, you're getting supercar performance for luxury sedan money. The only downside? Good luck explaining to your kids why daddy keeps giggling like a maniac every time he hits the pedal. At number 8 is the Lucid Air. If Tesla is that flashy tech bro who never stops talking about their startup, Lucid is the sophisticated executive who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. This thing pumps out 430 horsepower, but the real magic is how it delivers all that power. Where the Tesla feels like getting shot from a cannon, the Lucid is like floating on a cloud made of pure acceleration. The interior is absolutely bonkers. Comes with 12-way power-adjustable heated front seats, plenty of driver assistance features, and a large touchscreen. The rear legroom is so massive it's genuinely embarrassing for other sedans. But what I like the most is 516 miles of EPA range. They're literally beating Tesla here. At 71 grand, of course, it's not cheap, but considering you're basically buying a time machine from 2030, it starts feeling like a bargain. At number 7 is the Ford F-150 Lightning. Company took America's best-selling truck for 40 years and said, what if we made this electric and somehow even more useful? So here is automotive genius disguised as your dad's work truck. It looks exactly like a regular F-150, which is either brilliant marketing or complete laziness depending on your perspective. The party is definitely happening under the hood. This thing produces 580 horsepower and 775 pound-feet of torque, which means it'll tow 10,000 pounds while your old gas truck sounds like it's having an asthma attack. Ford got really clever here, you know? The Lightning can power your entire house for 10 days during an outage. Your truck becomes your backup generator. There's a massive front trunk where the engine used to live, perfect for camping gear or keeping your groceries cold. The bed has built-in power outlets, so you can run anything you can plug in. Starting around 50 grand, it's competitive with gas F-150s once you factor in never buying gas again. Ford basically looked at EV critics and said, hold our beer, and honestly, it worked. Number 6 brings us the Rivian R1T. This right here is what happens when Amazon money meets genuine automotive weirdness, and the results are fantastic in all the right ways. I mean, the truck looks like it drove straight out of a sci-fi movie. That LED light bar across the front gives it this unmistakable face you'll spot from 3 blocks away. Of course, the real party trick is the tank turn. This thing can literally rotate in place by spinning its wheels in opposite directions. Is it practical? Probably not. Is it absolutely hilarious to watch people's faces? 100%. The quad-motor setup cranks out 835 horsepower, and with air suspension that adjusts on the fly, this truck will crawl over rocks like a mountain goat, then cruise the highway like a luxury sedan. The interior feels like a tech startup's dream office, with sustainable materials and a massive screen that actually makes sense to use. Rivian is building an entire ecosystem around adventure, charging stations at national parks, partnerships with outdoor gear companies, basically positioning themselves as the anti-Tesla. Starting around $71,000, it's not cheap, but for people who actually use their trucks for truck things, it's a complete game changer. Moving into the top 5 at number 5, the BMW iX. We all know that BMW has always been the brand for people who like driving. So when they announced they were going all in on electric, there were some seriously nervous car fans out there, including me. The iX is their answer to all concerns, and it's definitely still a BMW, just with a completely different soul. With this SUV, BMW's designers got complete creative freedom and told every rulebook to take a hike. The kidney grille is now a solid panel housing, sensors and cameras, giving the whole front end this almost alien appearance. Some people love it, some hate it, but everyone has an opinion, which is very BMW of BMW. The performance numbers are pretty impressive. 516 horsepower in the xDrive 50, with acceleration that'll pin you to those beautifully crafted seats. But the real BMW magic is in the handling. I mean, despite weighing as much as a small planet, the iX carves through corners with the precision that makes you forget you're driving an electric SUV. BMW took decades of driving dynamics expertise and translated it perfectly into the electric age. The interior is where they really show off. Sustainably sourced wood trim, seats made from recycled materials that somehow feel more premium than traditional leather, and a curved display system that flows seamlessly across the dashboard. At $88,000 to start, you're getting BMW's first serious electric attempt, and they absolutely nailed it. At number 4 is a plot twist nobody saw coming: the Hyundai Ioniq 6. I know, the company that used to be the punchline of car jokes has built what might be the most aerodynamically efficient sedan on the planet. The Ioniq 6 looks like it was designed in a wind tunnel by people who worship efficiency, and somehow that approach created one of the most distinctive cars on the road. This sedan has a drag coefficient of just 0.21, which means it slips through air like it's apologizing for taking up space. It's up to 305 miles of range from a smaller battery than what competitors need for 250 miles. What I genuinely like about Ioniq 6 is that it's fast. The dual-motor version produces 320 horsepower and launches 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, which means this efficiency champion will surprise plenty of sports car drivers at red lights. The interior feels like a lounge from the future, with ambient lighting that changes based on your mood and materials chosen by people who understand luxury doesn't come from dead animals. Interestingly, Hyundai's charging tech is absolutely bonkers. This thing charges from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes on a fast charger. Guys, my lunch break is longer than the charging stop. Starting around $40,000, it's positioned perfectly for people wanting premium features without premium pricing. Hyundai still got it, guys? Breaking into the top 3 at number 3, the Cadillac Lyriq. General Motors has had a complicated relationship with electric cars. They built the EV1 in the 90s, killed it, then spent 2 decades explaining why electric cars weren't viable. The Lyriq is their apology letter written in luxury that makes you forgive past mistakes. This SUV is Cadillac's attempt to reclaim their position as America's luxury brand, and it might actually work. Hear me out. The exterior design is all flowing lines and confident proportions, giving it presence that doesn't need chrome or flashy details to announce itself. It's automotive quiet confidence, and in a world of increasingly aggressive car designs, that restraint feels refreshing. Cadillac flexes their luxury in the interior, a 33-inch curved display stretching across the entire dashboard, seats that adjust in more ways than most people have joints, and an AKG-tuned sound system that turns every drive into a private concert. The materials feel genuinely premium, not just expensive, which is a distinction luxury brands sometimes struggle with. Performance-wise, the Lyriq produces only 340 horsepower with up to 314 miles of range. It's not trying to be fastest or most efficient, I think it's trying to be most desirable, and that's a much harder target to hit. Starting around $60,000, it competes directly with European luxury SUVs, but with American comfort and GM's Super Cruise hands-free driving tech. At number 2 is the Genesis electrified GV70. This car is Hyundai's luxury brand, which sounds like setup for a joke until you actually drive one. The electrified GV70 takes their already impressive gas SUV and adds electric refinement that makes you wonder why more luxury brands aren't doing this. This SUV manages to feel both sporty and luxurious, which is a balance most manufacturers completely botch. The dual-motor setup produces 429 horsepower, launching from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. But it does it with refined violence that luxury buyers appreciate. It's fast enough to embarrass sports cars, but smooth enough that passengers won't spill their coffee. The interior shows Genesis's attention to detail. Every surface feels intentional, from quilted leather seats to metal speaker grills that look like jewelry. The infotainment system is intuitive enough you won't need the manual, automatically making it better than half the luxury cars on the market. But there's a secret weapon of Genesis: their warranty and service experience. These people are so confident they'll basically guarantee your happiness for the first few years. Combined with pricing starting around 60 grand, you're getting luxury car experience at near mainstream prices. The GV70 proves you don't need a German badge to build a truly premium electric SUV. Sometimes the best luxury comes from brands hungry enough to actually care about customers. And taking the top spot at number 1, of course, it's the Polestar 3. This is what happens when Volvo's safety obsession meets Swedish minimalism, meets genuine electric vehicle expertise. The Polestar 3 SUV makes you reconsider everything you thought you knew about Scandinavian design philosophy. This SUV looks like it was carved from a single block of something expensive by people who understand the best luxury doesn't need explanation. The exterior is all clean lines and purposeful surfaces, giving it confident presence without aggression. Beautiful in its simplicity and obviously built to perform. Speaking of that, performance numbers are properly impressive. Up to 517 horsepower in dual-motor configuration, with air suspension adapting to everything from city streets to mountain passes. I really like how everything works together in it. This SUV feels engineered by people who actually understand what driving should feel like, not just what spreadsheets say it should cost. The interior continues the minimalism theme perfectly. There's a massive touchscreen for tech stuff, but physical controls for things you actually need while driving. Seats are made from sustainable materials that, again, somehow feel more luxurious than traditional leather, and it's got the best sound system out there. Starting around $75,000, the Polestar 3 targets people wanting electric luxury without the usual luxury car drama. You could say it's like Volvo said, what if we just built the best one instead of the flashiest one? And judging by early reviews, they succeeded. So, which of these cars surprised you the most? Did you have any idea Hyundai was building something this impressive? Or that Ford basically reinvented the pickup truck? And do you think we're finally at the point where electric beats gas in every category that matters? You've seen the electrics worth buying. Now see the ones that make German repair bills look cheap.